welcome to BioS3 Raw TV. I just got back from Australia a little while ago. I just showered and stuff. You can see my beard is nice and trim now. Those of you who saw some of the photos, my beard was fucking out of control while I was down there. And we're going to talk about something that happened down there that I know people are giving their opinions and stuff and, you know, what they think happened down there with Dallas Mcarver. Now, I was actually at the Spartan Subs booth, which Dallas was actually supposed to be there with me on Sunday after the competition. I was with the Spartan Subs guys when we were leaving Saturday, leaving the event. We were going to eat a place called Nando's, and we got the news that Dallas had collapsed on stage at prejudging. Now, the first thing that runs through my mind personally is when Paul Dillette seized up on stage, and Mohammed Benazizi, who actually died on stage at IFBB shows. Now, before you get into the, you know, everybody drug aspect right away, drug, here's the deal. Guy Sisternino actually came out and did a post on his Instagram or Facebook or whatever and said that he had actually collapsed backstage previously. I don't know if it was New Zealand or the Arnold itself, but he collapsed backstage. I think it was, I don't remember which one it was. Same type of thing happened to him, fucking exhaustion, you know, let's not bullshit, okay? Diuretics are involved. I have taken them myself. These guys are taking diuretics. The amount of water that they pull before they take the diuretics too. Some guys start cutting their water out up to 2 days before. I've heard of people doing water loading and then restricting up to a week out from a show. Now, I don't know what these guys do. I don't claim to know. I know what I did. I know what some other pros do because I was there when they've done it. But Dallas had a perfect storm. I'm surprised he even made it to the fucking stage. Now, I actually talked to Dallas face-to-face Sunday. He came to the booth very briefly to apologize for not being able to be there. And I have myself been involved with diuretics and not overdosing on them, but have seen friends go down from diuretic use. Were diuretics involved? I didn't ask him about them. It's his own fucking personal business. It's his own fucking decision whether he wants to take them. Do most pro bodybuilders use them? Yes. Let's just fucking put that out there. Now, what I saw in his face on Sunday was not from diuretics. I'm telling you right now, once they get that fucking bag of fluids in you and you have a couple meals, you feel a million times better. He could barely fucking walk and flat out told me, he said, look, you know, I have a bad bronchitis that's probably pneumonia at this point. They're not really sure. I'm flying home in the morning. He's like, and they wouldn't even give me an inhaler. Now, in Australia, medications are a lot different than they are here in America. So they actually wouldn't even give him an inhaler for the bronchitis or whatever, which if you ever got bronchitis in America, you know, you get an inhaler. They give you albuterol. Now, Dallas was in the Arnold Classic Ohio. He was in the New Zealand Pro, and he was at the Arnold Classic Australia. 3 shows in a row. Now, I don't know how many of you guys have ever done more than one show. I've done multiple shows as a bodybuilder. I've done multiple shows as a physique competitor in which I didn't use diuretics. So you could literally do show after show, and you were kind of pulling your water a little bit, but it wasn't as extreme. But I have done shows where I use things like diazide, aldactone, Lasix. I didn't really like the Lasix, but diazide and aldactone were my 2 that I used to use and go to. And some of those, the aldactone in particular, will keep pulling water for days after you stop taking it. So if you're going to one show to another, when you get up in the altitude, like it took my body almost 4 days after landing in Australia for my water balance to look normal again. I could see it. Like my face was puffy. I had water under my skin. I didn't feel when I was drinking water, getting up, moving around on the plane. You know, I laid with my legs elevated. I was taking baby aspirin, and my water fluid was fucking off. So imagine going from Columbus, flying to New Zealand, and getting back on a plane and going to Australia, rebounding water-wise, electrolyte-wise, trying to get the water off again, at the same time having bronchitis. Now, you have this chest infection that's starting, I'm sure going up in the fucking air where it's hard to breathe and things expand and contract. Doesn't help. You know, your fluid balance gets thrown off, and, you know, anyways, on top of it, your electrolytes are all fucked up. I don't care who you are and how good you're trying to be. That is a lot of fucking pressure to put on your body, a lot of stress to put on your body through the whole thing. And I'm surprised it even got to the stage. Now, when, you know, he flexed and he started to shake and couldn't hold the pose, he did not seize up. Like his muscles didn't lock. Now, the sure sign of diuretic abuse, the muscles lock. I've done it myself. I remember taking believe it was Diazide. I took too much Diazide and I was at a show. I'd cut my water way back. My electrolytes were thrown off. And I went to put the oil on my arm. When I went like this to put the oil on my arm, my pec fucking locked. And I was like, fuck. And I couldn't get it undone. Then the other pec locked and both my arms were locked. And when I say locked, these fucking muscles were locked. I couldn't get them apart. My buddy came over, he tried to pull my arms apart. As he's pulling, you can feel the pecs like starting to tear as they're trying to get your arms. So finally I'm trying to relax. They're pushing on my pecs. They unlock. And I'm like, oh my God, okay. You okay? I'm like, yeah, okay. I'm trying to massage. I'm like, fine, I got to get to the stage. That was my mentality. Now just imagine Dallas's. I go to put the oil on again, and they fucking lock again. So what I do, I went on stage without oil and I didn't really flex. That was my solution to it. When I came off stage, I got a bunch of salt in me. I drank some juice to try to get some more fucking potassium in me. I took calcium, I took a magnesium. I was trying the best I could to get my electrolytes. And of course, I looked terrible for that show. And of course, people, if they look, they're going to find that picture and be like, Jerry looked like shit at that show. Like, I fucked myself over. I pulled too much and then fucking loaded too much. And you can go from looking really good or decent or awesome to looking like shit within a matter of fucking half an hour. It's amazing. So, depleting the electrolytes, all this stuff, Dallas being sick on top of it. I didn't see, per se, when I saw the pictures in the video, him seizing, I saw him fucking collapse. Now, I also have been in the hospital with pneumonia. This is personal experience. And I know for a fact, when your lungs start to build up with fluid, you can't breathe. And oxygen doesn't go to your brain and you fucking collapse. It actually happened to me. I was at work as a bouncer in a fucking club, inhaling the fucking smoke from the smoke machine. When I got home, I felt weak. I felt awful. I felt shitty. And I fucking just collapsed. I hit the fucking floor. I came to, they were bringing me to the hospital because I had collapsed. The same exact type of fucking symptoms that Dallas had. So when I talked to him at the expo on Sunday, he came up and you could see he couldn't keep his eyes open. His face, he looked really fucking sick. When he was walking, he was like holding on to shit to try to hold himself up. And he was flying out in the morning, which I don't know what the altitude is going to do to him being so sick like that. I could see it. I could see it in his face. He was sick. It wasn't a diuretic thing. Were there diuretics involved? Possibly, but the dude was fucking sick. And he still made it to stage. He still pushed on. He's a fucking warrior like a lot of these guys are. Like Dorian Yates had a fucking tricep tendon hanging on by a fucking string. He still went and fucking, competed and won the Olympia. Jay Cutler had a stomach flu and was fucking throwing up on the way to the Olympia one year, and he fucking won the Olympia that year. Like, a lot of people would have pulled out. These motherfuckers, they will go through, unless it's a drug thing. If it's a drug thing, these guys pull out. Bad chicken, they say, all this bullshit. If they pull out the night before the show, it's a drug thing. These motherfuckers, when they're sick, they will fucking march through and get to that fucking stage, and shit like this happens. And unfortunately, it happened on the stage in front of people, and because Paul Dillette had seized up before due to electrolyte and problems and stuff like that, because Mohamed Bendaziz had died on stage, they had Porter Cottrell trying to resuscitate him, Lavroni was there on the stage at that time. Like, because these things happen, that's what automatically you think. And, the way he went down, the way he got carried off, his body wasn't locking up, his body wasn't fucking completely fucking rigid like that. He was fucking limp because he was sick. The guy was fucking sick. So, guys, before you go out there and listen to all these rumors about, they gave him some kind of fucking crazy diuretic, they pumped him full of some kind of drug, all kinds of bullshit like that. Yes, he was dehydrated. So was every fucking guy who steps on stage, whether you're physique or fucking bodybuilder. Yes, he probably took a diuretic like every other fucking person does, and they're just fucking fine. But no, he didn't almost fucking die due to a diuretic use. That's not what happened. I saw him. I talked to him. It's sad that the first thing that, younger guys think of, like, they go to the gym like, oh, I gotta get on fucking drugs. You automatically drugs. A guy falls down on stage, oh, it's gotta be drugs. He did 3 fucking shows, guys. 3 fucking shows, 3 weeks in a row, traveling at the pro elite level, trying to qualify for Olympia. And he was top 2 in all 3 of those fucking shows. So it's like, he's an elite level athlete pushing himself to the fucking max. And anybody that's ever done one show and pushed himself to the max, imagine doing that fucking 3 weeks in a row, but traveling overseas. You don't even understand the toll that it takes on you as a normal person not competing, let alone competing. So, it is what it is. It's my opinion. I talked to him. I saw the look on his face. I saw how he moved around. I saw how he fell on stage and stuff. And it's my opinion. It was not diuretic abuse. And if it was, I'd fucking call it, because I've had it happen to me. And I've seen it. There was a guy, me and Seth Feroci were standing over a guy at the fucking, I forget his name, at the fucking Maryland one year when he fucking went down and we helped him. There was another girl that got fucking escorted in an ambulance away from the Maryland that year. And guess what? Fucking a week later, she was at the goddamn fucking Delaware and did the same fucking thing that following week. So yes, we see shit happening with drugs all the time, but I do not think, in my personal opinion, I do not think that's what happened with Dallas. And unless you have any fucking proof, guys, like, just, you know, don't go out there shooting your fucking mouth off, because a lot of us have seen it, and if that's what it was, you know, the symptoms are pretty easy to see, like the cramping and stuff, and it wasn't cramping, it was fucking exhaustion, it was fucking dehydration, and it was the fact that he had fucking bronchitis and got on the goddamn stage. So Dallas was a nice guy. He was more than a fucking gentleman. Apologized over and over again for not being able to be at the booth because he was in the hospital getting fucking treatment. And, you know, the kid's a big kid with a lot of talent, and I wish him well, and I hope that he fucking recovers fast and fucking does what he has to do and has a long career. BioString@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.buzzstring.com is a blog. It's the fucking, I don't have bronchitis right now, but who knows if I will in the future. Fucking collapse bicep, but we're out.